There is a version of you that wakes up at 11 a.m., eats cold rice straight from the container, and has a full conversation with themselves about something that happened in 2019. There is another version of you that shows up things, says, "Yeah, I'm good, just busy," and laughs at the right moments. Both of these people are you. Only one of them gets to exist in public. Let's be honest about something. You have a public self and you have a private self. And the distance between those two people, that gap, is something almost nobody talks about directly. Public version of you is pretty impressive, honestly. Responds to messages within a reasonable time, has opinions that are considered and calm, laughs things off, says things like, "I have been doing well, just keeping busy," when someone asks how you are, knows how to be in a room. The private version of you has been thinking about one mildly embarrassing thing you said in 2017 for the last 6 years. Rehearses arguments with people in the shower that will never happen. Has watched the same comfort show 4 times and is not even slightly sorry about it. Eats in combinations that would concern a nutritionist. Talks to themselves out loud frequently. And here is the thing, this is not a you problem, this is a human problem. Everyone is doing this. The colleague who seems completely sorted goes home and lies flat on the floor for 20 minutes before doing anything else. The friend who always has the right thing to say has a notes app full of things they wanted to say but didn't. The person who looks like they have their life together on Instagram is standing in their kitchen at midnight eating biscuits directly from the packet, wondering what they are doing with their life. We are all to varying degrees performing, and we have been doing it for so long that we have forgotten we are doing it. Now, performing is not entirely bad. Let's be clear about that. You cannot walk into every situation as your full, unfiltered, private self. Nobody wants that. Nobody is ready for that. Your office does not need to know about the argument you rehearsed in the shower this morning. Your family does not need a live update on every complicated feeling you are having. Some performance is just called being a functional person in society. But here is where it gets complicated. The performance was supposed to be something you wear, like a jacket. You put it on when you go out, you take it off when you come home. For a lot of people, the jacket never comes off. It has been on for so long that they have forgotten it is a jacket. They think it is their skin. Think about the last time you were fully yourself with another person. No editing, no monitoring how you were coming across, no wondering if that thing you just said was too much or too weird or too honest. Just actually there. Actually you. For many people, that moment is surprisingly hard to remember because the performance does not just happen at work or at family functions. It happens with friends, it happens with partners, it happens with people you have known for years. You edit yourself so automatically that you do not even notice you are doing it. And the cost is something very specific. Not loneliness exactly, something quieter than loneliness. The feeling of being around people and still not being fully seen. Which is why you can spend an entire evening with people you like, go home and still feel slightly empty. Not because the evening was bad, but because you were not fully there. The jacket was. Here is the question worth sitting with. Who actually knows the private version of you? Not the version that has it together, not the version that knows what to say, the version that overthinks, that doubts, that is quietly afraid of things they have never said out loud, the version with the comfort show and the cold rice and the 2017 conversation that will not go away. If the answer is nobody, that is worth paying attention to. Not because you need to immediately become vulnerable with everyone you meet. That would be exhausting for you and alarming for them. But because a life where nobody ever sees the real version of you is a life where you are, in some quiet way, always alone. Even in a room full of people, even in a relationship, even surrounded by people who genuinely care about you. alone because the you they care about is not entirely you. Most people assume the goal is to get rid of the performance, to find your authentic self and live there permanently. But that is not quite right either. The goal is not to perform less, the goal is to know the difference, to know right now in this moment which version of you is in the room and to choose it consciously. Sometimes the jacket is appropriate, put it on. Sometimes it is not, take it off. But the moment you can no longer tell the difference between the jacket and your skin, that is when the performance stops being a tool and starts being a trap. The most grounded people you have ever met are not the ones who have no public self. They are the ones who know exactly which version of themselves is showing up and have at least one place, one person, one corner of their life where the other version is completely welcome. That is what you are actually looking for, not the end of the performance, just somewhere to put the jacket down. Because nobody can wear a jacket forever without eventually forgetting what their own skin feels like. That's the flip. If nobody has seen the real version of you in a while, that's not just worth thinking about, that's worth doing something about. Subscribe for more conversations like this. I'll see you in the next one.